What up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and today we're looking at what Pokemon in Kalos might Mega Evolve in Pokemon Legends, yeah, and we went through the whole Kalos dex, and now we're just on the final 3 Pokemon. Last time I gave Diancie the check mark to getting a second Mega. As crazy as that would sound, it's something Game Freak would do. And now we're down to the final 2, Hoopa and Volcanion. We're gonna start with Hoopa. Now, Hoopa is actually an easy one to say, and you might not expect this answer from me, because I've been so weird in these videos, but no, Hoopa is not gonna get a Mega in Legends EA, though it isn't impossible. You know, Game Freak can do anything, and obviously the main reason for this is because there's already Hoopa Unbound, right? Now what they could do is Mega Evolve Hoopa Unbound, and then its stats would tie Mewtwo and Rayquaza at 780. But would they really do that? See, of all the Pokemon they should be giving attention to, I gave Diancie the pass because it's already half out there, but they're not gonna stuff everything in Kalos and just give Hoopa a Mega again. That would seem redundant, but of course there's always that 1% chance. The other path is they could Mega Evolve only base Hoopa, as if by keeping its potential locked away, the Mega Stone can only work for that form. That's actually an idea I had, right? So Hoopa is supposed to be this evil-natured Pokemon. Not evil, but mischievous. So it's in this little mischievous form, and when you unleash what it really is, it starts going crazy, pulling things with its 6 arms from different dimensions using its rings. But what you could do is, you see, by sealing that whole gym to the point where it's this small Mew-like Pokemon, you're actually sealing away the majority of that evil nature, right? So what you could do is have Hoopa, when you Mega Evolve it, only exclusive to its base form, you actually Mega Evolve it in a whole other direction, because all of its evil is sealed away. So you get a more playful Mega Evolution going from base Hoopa. But again, this is a lot of Hoopa stuff, and I don't think Game Freak would do it. But you know, with an idea like that, Hoopa could go from Psychic Ghost to like Psychic Fairy. And so it create the same counterpart I was doing for Diancie, where Hoopa Unbound is dark, and then this more playful Hoopa is fairy. They counter each other. Hoopa's Pokédex entries are too cool though. This troublemaker sends anything and everything to faraway places using its loop, which can warp space. How they just introduce this is always so weird to me. This random mythical Pokemon, unlike any other mythical, maybe Peachron a bit, plays such a huge role in a future Pokemon game with the rings and all. It almost feels like a fanfic idea that in auras you could see Hoopa's rings everywhere. Usually these mythical Pokemon feel like bonuses that don't actually exist, so it's weird they did that with Hoopa. But you can definitely see there was some kind of potential in a story they wanted to tell with Hoopa, if they're giving it that important a role in auras behind the scenes that they just didn't get to in X and Y. What kind of story could that have been? It would have been in the second part of X and Y, right? The scrapped ones. Maybe something where Hoopa plays a huge role in the post-game. Maybe they had something planned where Hoopa is causing trouble in some area, maybe a bit south of Kalos. Maybe the post-game is Hoopa's causing trouble there, so you go there with a couple trainers trying to stop it. It goes into its Unbound form, you know, and that would be a big boss. But then after you beat it in X2, Y2, Z or whatever, Hoopa escapes. Something like they say Hoopa traveled to a faraway region. And so, how cool would it be if after that you wait a year, Pokemon Auras comes out, and just without them mentioning it in the forefront, offhandedly you can see Hoopa came to Hoenn and messed a bunch of things up. Maybe Hoopa was supposed to be you know what they might have had planned? Maybe they had planned for after you captured all the Pokemon through Hoopa's rings, that Hoopa's standing somewhere. Doesn't that make sense? Because Hoopa's rings don't sound like he puts a ring and then it just stays there forever. It sounds like he was behind the scenes in Hoenn during our playthrough. You just never got a chance to meet him. That sounds like something cool they would have done if Game Freak had more time. Is they could have had all the Hoopa rings, right? So you go to the Battle Frontier, they say the project is undergoing development, but after you catch all the Hoopa portals, if you go back, the Battle Frontier is at least developed a bit, or at least the Battle Tower or something. They could have showed a time skip like that, and then Hoopa is somewhere there, like he's hiding behind the tower doing something. But yeah, the timeline is kind of weird, right? X and Y was 2013, ours is 2014. The second X1 would have seemed to be 2015. So I guess the Hoopa was backwards in that sense. Maybe they didn't want to show us Hoopa Unbound and Auras, and they just wanted to have Hoopa's rings be in the game, and then they were gonna give a big focus to Hoopa and Pokemon Z, and that's when they reveal Unbound. It does seem like Unbound was smushed into Auras for no reason, right? Damn, I think we're onto something. Or maybe they were saving Unbound for Z. So they knew early on they were gonna scrap Z. Okay, anyhow, second entry. It gathers things it likes and passes them through its loop to teleport them to a secret place. Hey, yo, Hoopa should have teleported the Battlefront, the whole freaking Battle Frontier. Or, you know what, teleport us so we can go to the classic Battle Frontier. Let us go to the Ruby Sapphire World's Battle Frontier. But yeah, and then in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they give those Unbound entries. In its true form, it possesses a huge amount of power. Legends of its avarice tell how it once carried off an entire castle to gain the treasure hidden within. Man, I can't wait to make a video on this. There's something really cool they have set up here. But yeah, it is said to be able to seize anything it desires with its 6 rings and 6 huge arms. With its power sealed, it's transformed into a much smaller form. So yeah, there's not much they can really do for Hoopa in these games, I would say. If you wanted to really push it and you want me to give you a new idea, here's something they could do for Hoopa, right? Okay, so you have Hoopa and you got the prison bottle, right? What you could do is write a story where Hoopa has a counterpart. Not a counterpart as in another Hoopa, a whole other different mythical Pokemon. So this would be like a new mythical in Legends ZA. And we'll talk about this more. So the same way you kind of had Enamorus as a new legendary introduced, you would have this counterpart to Hoopa. And you can write a story where it can also benefit from the prison bottle. But the powers don't belong to it. It's some random mythical Pokemon. You could even bring up like a regional fake idea, but F that. Could you imagine Game Freak makes a regional fake for Hoopa that can use the prison bottle and turn into a weird messed up Hoopa Unbound? How could you even distort this? I guess you could make it like a Hydra where the 6 arms are like heads. Bro, what have we done with this video? But that's the only other idea I can give relating to Hoopa, right? Something else that can secretly benefit off the prison bottle, which would be cool. Does everyone remember the first time they saw Hoopa? It did not look like a Pokemon at all. Anyhow, shank that like button and we are pretty much done the Kalos decks. Next video, we'll do Mega Volcanion, see if it's possible or not, and then we're done. And we'll tally our results to see how realistic we were throughout all of Kalos. But yeah, let me, okay, answer this. Imagine you had to make Mega Hoopa work somehow. How would you make it work? But yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.